Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you just some like normal movement text that you can learn. I am in R5 Reloaded, and I do want to show you this thing. If you press the squiggly button below your escape, you open this and type sv_cheats and then 1 and press enter, and that's what will open this dev menu to change your character to whoever you want. So I'll do Octane, and then you can change your airline to whatever you want. So yeah, that's how you do that. But let's get into keybinds. So my keybinds are scroll up is W or move forward, and then jump is scroll down, and then C is crouch toggle. These are like the only important ones. So now I do try to cap my FPS at 150, so that's where I like to cap my FPS personally. Yeah. And let's start off with, how do you do a wall bounce? What you're going to do is start running to a wall. So let's say this wall. And when you get to the wall, you're going to do a slide jump. And once you do that little climb animation where you start going downwards, you're going to jump again, and you'll just like bounce right off. So yeah. Now for smaller ledges like this one, I'm pretty sure you can't wall bounce off that one. So yeah, you can't wall bounce off it. You're going to want to hold A or D, and you'll go in that direction. Now you can hold A or D in that direction too, and it will do the same type of wall bounce, just in that direction. Next, I'm going to teach you a wall run. So what you're going to do, you're going to do the same thing as a wall bounce, but when you get on the wall, you're just going to hold A or D depending on which way you're going. So you'll just like kind of climb the wall, and at the end of it you can jump again and do a wall bounce. So like that. Now let me teach you the fatigue. So fatigue, the best way to learn it, jump, walk, jump. After that jump, you're gonna climb the wall. So jump, walk, jump, and then jump again. Jump, walk, jump, jump. Jump, walk, jump, jump. The reason why it's so important to do that is because you get most used to the motion, and I'm pretty sure you can't do it like right after you b-hop. No, you can. Sorry about that. Yeah. Usually a lot of people b-hop from that, and then they go like right to a wall bounce. So like, say, yeah. And a lot of people are jumping or pressing their space bar, and yeah, that is why it's so useful. Let's move on to a super glide. So a super glide is where you get a boost of momentum after climbing something. So like that. To do this, what you're going to do is, once you're at the peak of your climb, the very tippy top, you're going to use space and C at the same time by only using your thumb. So your thumb should be pressing space and C at the exact same time. Now, why I say this is so important is because I had this old habit where I used space and my index finger. So my thumb was on my space bar, and my C was on my index finger. So that was my habit, and I learned how to do it that way. But for directional super glides, which I'm not that bad at, or I'm not that good at, but for directional super glides, I could not press D because that's where my index finger is where I hold D. So I wasn't able to do a like super glide in that direction. So yeah, that's the basic super glide. It's just more of a time-based thing. Lower FPS means you're gonna hit it more consistently, and you have more of a chance of hitting it. But yeah. Now let me move to a strafe. This is a strafe. That's just like the basic concept of a strafe. A strafe is where you change your direction mid-air. Yeah, so that's why, so this scroll up here is what you're going to want to do in actual tap strafe. So let's start off by running, jump, and you're going to hold A or D, and then look in that direction and scroll up. So, and also, if you have a pad, you can change your direction on a pad. So, yeah. That's how you change your direction per se on a pad. So if you were to go like this, you can move your direction. I messed it up, sorry about that, but yeah, that's how you do it. let me think. Let me get onto some like strafes. So there's a specific kind of strafe called a lurch strafe, which is the basic strafe to learn other types of strafes. So you're gonna hold D, jump, W, scroll up, A, scroll up, let go of W, S. So it should look like this. And then vice versa for the other way. It's just like timing. That's all it is. And then once you do that, you can go like this and back to another type. And if you have stim, you can hit a lot more. Yeah, that's how you do that. But also there's a backwards lurch where you go like this. You just press S and D and you gotta hold them at the same time. Now, notice something a lot of people do is they don't hold A and S at the same time. They're just holding A. So you have to hold A and S so that you go in a perfectly diagonal direction. And if you get more practice with it, you can do better with it. I have kind of a hard time keeping like all my momentum, but I'll show you right now. Yeah, you notice how I lose a lot of momentum? It's so important to like not mess up at all. So yeah, it's one of the harder attacks. Let's move on to the Neo Strafe. So use the lurch. It's the same as the lurch, just it's a specific combination. So you're gonna do D, W, A, S. So like this. And then once you're on AS, holding that, you're gonna jump again and press SD, and then jump again and press WAS. So like this. And if that looks like familiar to you, this is also known as the circle strafe. So, boop. Notice how I'm going in a circle? That's why it's called the circle strafe. Yeah, so that's it. Let me head over to a zipline building, which I think this is one. So, you get all the way over there. So now that I'm here, let me show you some zipline tech. So the first one I'm going to talk about is called the super jump, and it's where this one's really important with scroll down. You can do it like regularly with like just spacebar, but I can't do it. But what you're going to do is the second you press E, you're going to jump off, and you get this huge boost. If you notice that screen shake in an actual Apex, it doesn't do that. It's just because of I'm in R5, so there's like no screen shake reduction. So yeah, that's how you do that. That's one of like the most basic yeah, that's how you do that. Another thing, which is actually a really basic technique, but I think a lot of people should like don't know about, is when you're going on a zip, if you press control, you go downwards. And then if you go on a zip again, first jump, you go upwards. So downwards, oh, downwards, upwards. See the difference? That's why it's so nice to know what you're doing. So let's say I wanted to say there's a person on that floor right there. I'm getting some movement. I go down, I go up, and I go down again or up again. So yeah, that's kind of like just some basic zipline tech. I know there's something called a mantle jump. I used to be able to do it a lot better than I can now, but it's basically where when you get on a mantle, so like this, notice how I set that climb animation. Once you get on that, you're gonna press S to go backwards and then look straight up and press E and scroll down. I'm gonna try it right now. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a hard time, but I think if you guys actually try it enough, you'll get it. Yeah, but I have a little bit of a hard time with that. Yeah. I think that's all the movement text I should go over. I'll talk about a few things that you guys should like focus on though. When you're doing per se a strafe, so like this, you go like, you're starting off with this, and then you're like switching trace. there's like a weird times where you just like get dead stuck, and that's just because you're losing most of your momentum, and it's probably because you didn't b-hop, or it's either you didn't b-hop or you didn't strafe. Usually if you just press your button fast enough, if you press these buttons fast enough, you'll just get used to it. And also, just know when you're aimed in with an LMG, you move slower, and same with the sniper. So when you're strafing, you actually do go a little slower. So that's why it's kind of important to start off without a gun when you start your strafe, and then move on to the gun to keep all your momentum. So yeah, that's just like a little tip for strafes. Wall bounces, a tip is I use the fatigue a lot more than I do the regular one, but it's just because it's more convenient for me. And per se, don't do a wall bounce right in their freaking face. They're gonna expect, and you're just gonna be an easy beam. What you should do is you hit wall bounces when they can't see you. Or like, let's say there's a guy right here chasing me and I'm right here. I go over here, I can hit a wall bounce over in there. So I could like do like a little, oh, it didn't slide. Yeah, it's a little tall here, so I can't really do it, but you get the idea. You should hit it on a spot where it's like less expected. Super glides, I mainly use super glide trying to go for clips. So let's say like there's an enemy, I can hit some like nice movement, and I usually start off with the super glide because it kind of like catches people's attention. And yeah, so that's just some like the basic. Now I would say for whatchamacallit, forgot the name of it. Oh right, it's not something I was going to talk about. It's something that like it's another movement tech. So if you can't hit a directional as good as like how I can't do it that well, what you can do is you can do kind of like a cheap one, and it's where you do a super glide. So, and once you do the super glide, you're gonna, I think, WAS, and you're just gonna scroll. So hold up.
It's go time.
And then you'll go in that direction. Yeah, that's how you do like a scuffed like directional. Now I actually do this a lot when I'm trying to like, per se, trying to go for a strafe. You can also go backwards. I think if you press WAS and then let go of A. Wait, I kind of forgot how to do it. Pretty sure it's like you should be going to WASD. Yeah, there you go. You'll go like backwards. Yeah, so that's how you do some basic movement text. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment if you want anything, like if you learned anything new and like want to like tell me what I did wrong. I do stutter a lot when I'm like trying to make these videos. I get like kind of distracted because I'm having so much fun with my movement. But yeah, yeah. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, all that stuff. Subscribe if you want. Bye.